ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Upper St. Clair Panther High School basketball. Tonight we'll be playing the Baldwin Highlanders. The teams are still on the court, finishing up their warm-ups. The PA announcer should be buzzing them off here within a few seconds. Panthers are returning from a successful 2-0 trip to Florida, their usual trip where they go down to the KSA Disney Classic. There's the buzzer, calling both teams back to their respective benches. I'm Hank Chesko, and I'm joined on the camera by Anthony Cugini tonight. Again, as I was saying, Panthers 2-0 with the wins over Melbourne, Florida, and Overland, Colorado in the Classic down in Orlando. Brings their record to 4-1 for the season. 2-1 in-state with victories over Norwin and Knock, and a 12-point loss to Char Valley here. Very exciting home game in the finals of the Model Cleaners Holiday or Tip-Off Classic. The Highlanders come into tonight's game 2-2. No common opponents as of yet. Their two wins are against Newcastle and Connellsville. Their two losses are to Peters Township and to North Hills. The Peters Township was a close game, 78-75.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Upper St. Clair High School for tonight's WPIAL basketball game featuring the Highlanders of Baldwin Whitehall and the Panthers of Upper St. Clair. Your paid and complimentary admission to this event entitles you to enjoy an exhibition of skills developed by the students in an educational setting. Please give these students your positive encouragement and support. Booing, taunting, or intimidating the officials or opponents is unfriendly and unacceptable. Now the starting lineup for the visiting Highlanders. Number 2, Matt Costantino.
Matt, too, is a 6'1 senior guard for the Highlanders.
Number 22, Phil Einway.
He had number 12 in the roster, but that's 22. We'll make that change. Phil's a 6-foot senior guard. Another senior, 6'1 Tom Murphy. And another junior, Robbie Zewig. He's a 5'9 junior. So Highlanders don't come at us with a lot of height. St. Clair should have the advantage under the boards. Now let's see if Coach Holzer stays with the starting lineup we've seen in the first 5 games. Steve can shoot the threes, as we've seen early in the season. Also watch for him on the side of the 1-3-1 of their 2-3 defense. He's a disruptor. He'll get more deflections than you would expect. Del Rey will be underneath. He's a banger. Steen will be playing one of the wings on defense. Nice shout out to Dave. He was all section and all Whitfield in soccer. Just got those honors in the last week, so good job, Dave. Another 3-point shooter, McCormick. Jordan Albert, our point guard, he'll be running the offense. Look for him to bring the ball down court on most possessions. Now, anyone that listens to Billy Hillgrove with the Pitt Panthers knows that before every game, they have a Joseph Banks sartorial update. Now, we don't have a sponsor for our sartorial update, but if anyone's out there listening and would like to become a sponsor, let me know. We've got the Panthers in their home white, black and red trim on the pants, black and red numbers and letters. Baldwin is in all purple with white trim, white letters, and on the legs of the pants, you see BW for Baldwin Whitehall. Del Rey and Graham with the opening tap, controlled by Del Rey, but it goes to the Highlanders. slowly probing the perimeter of the defense. There's Limberio. Watch for Limberio and his deflections. Very, very active on defense. He tried to work it into Graham. Nice backdoor cut. Can't get it to go. Ball bounces back to Baldwin. Interior pass to Graham. Graham with a drop step. Loses his footing. Here come the Panthers. Jumper from the foul line. First blood. Drawn by Steve Limberio. Little token of pressure in the backcourt applied by Alpert. Number 4, Murphy, swings the ball around. Three-pointer from the wing by number 1, Zooey. Zooey is how the PA man says, so we'll stay with Zooey. 3-2, Highlander lead early first quarter. Jordan gets double teamed, brings it back out wisely. Head fake from McCormick, dumps it into the corner. Lefty jumper, no good. Long rebound to Graham. Zooey brings the ball up. Approaching 6 minutes here, first quarter. 3-2, one basket on each side. A 3 for the Highlanders, giving them the 1-point lead. Nice entry pass again to Graham. They seem to have found that passing lane, but when they've worked it inside to Graham, he's had trouble either holding onto the ball or holding his footing. Quick apology on my part before we go much further. I am wrestling with a little bit of a sore throat, so if I get a little raspy tonight or you hear a lozenge clicking around in my mouth, my apologies. Albert had a nice dribble drive. Ball was poked away by the Highlander defender. Ooh, he might have dragged his back foot on that. A long 3, no good. Rebound in the corner. Nice hustle by Albert, picking the ball up. Little pull-up jumper by McCormick. That's his first basket. Gives the Panthers the lead, 4-3. 5:23 remaining, first quarter. On a cold night in December. Small crowd here, the usual parent contingent, but the students must be home studying for tests this last week before their Christmas break. Baseline drive. He was looking to pass, but got picked up. Rebound goes to number 4, Murphy. Now he's giving it to Graham. I thought it was Murphy, but we'll go with Graham. 45 Graham, his first basket. We had a foul on the floor. That's the first foul in tonight's contest. And I see a first sub coming in, number 3, Larry Wallace. He'll check in when he gets a chance. Oh, it was not on the floor. It was in active shooting. Alpert goes to the line.
At the line, number 3, Jordan Alpert.
He makes his first. Ties the game up, 5-5. Wallace in. Panthers yet to make a substitution. Still have the starting lineup in. Second by Jordan. Nothing but net. 6-5 Panther lead. Panthers with a little backcourt pressure. It back off quickly. Looking for a quick inbound steal, not the total complete full court press. Seaweed picked up by Albert. Little head fake. Fooled no one. There's one of those deflections by Limberio that I've talked about. Nice backdoor pass. Beautiful bounce pass by Graham. Costantino's first points gives the lead back to the Highlanders as we approach the midway mark, first quarter. The Albert jumper was short, but there was a foul after the shot. It's like there was a push during the rebounding phase, and the ball will stay down here with the Panthers. Panthers bring in Mike Dietrich, number 10, and the sophomore Mike Worthy, who'll be putting the ball in play. Del Rey and Steen taking a breather. Albert goes baseline. Nice entry pass from Worthy. Dietrich can't get it to go. Hustle play by McCormick, but he couldn't save it. His foot was on the end line. Substitution for Baldwin, number 22, coming into the game, will be putting the ball in bounds. Now he has to be careful. He cannot move sideways because it wasn't a basket. I thought he might not have been paying attention. You'll see that happen. Player comes in. They break the press. Ziwi pulls up. Panther bench calling for the traveling call. No dice. Three-pointer from Ziwi, long range. Nice rebound by Worthy. He got position, did his boxing out, and the Baldwin player went over his back. Wallace picking up Alper in the backcourt. Worthy had a notion, decided to foul away from the ball. This will be the second personal on number 45. That's Graham, the tallest player on the Highlander lineup, and he stolen on the inbounds play. Murphy goes coast to coast. 3-point Highlander lead. 5-second call, some tough defense by number 22, Phil Einwag. Popped out on McCormick. I don't think Brett was expecting the that man-to-man defense 40 feet from the basket. 9-6 Panther lead, just under 9-6 Highlander lead, just under 3 minutes remaining first quarter. Panthers have tried to run but haven't gotten any points off the break. Another long three for Ziwi. Offensive rebound, number 34. Highlanders, even though are a little bit shorter, they're using their quickness to get to those loose offensive rebounds that are hitting the floor before the Panthers can get to them. A little surprised that Baldwin is having that kind of success off the offensive board. Ziwi putting the ball in bounds. On who? Jordan Albert, number 3. Del Rey back in for Dietrich. And Sheen is back in for Worthy, or Steen's back in for Worthy, excuse me. That's number 34 for the Highlanders, Nate Dawson, who's in for Graham. He's posting up there, being picked up underneath by Del Rey. Boy, if there was contact there, it was light enough and quick enough that I didn't see it. I think that'll be Del Rey's first. That'll be Del Rey's second personal. Nope, his first. Second team foul. Ziwi putting the ball in. Little head fake, dribble, and a prayer. Oh, no. Steen grabbed the rebound off the prayer of a shot that was thrown up by Wallace. But he stepped on the back line as he came down with the ball. Thought he was pushed a little bit from behind, which would either have been a foul. Oh, didn't get quite over there quick enough for the double team. And one. Now, if you see on that play, you had number 5, Dave Steen, pop out front to try to double team and get a steal. The Highlanders responded very, very quickly, reversed the ball, and got the little backdoor cut and attacked the basket where Steen came from. I'll send Dawson to the line. 11-6, 5-point Highlander lead. Makes the three-point play the old-fashioned way. 6-point lead, 1:41 remaining. Panthers have yet to attempt a three, let alone make one. They've been averaging anywhere between 7 and 10 three-pointers a game. Let's see who'll have more tonight, Lamberio or McCormick. Both of them can get very hot and very deadly from three-point range. But it looks like the Highlanders know that. Again, Coach Holzer happy with the reach-in call, and the Highlanders screaming for a 5-second call. 5th team foul. Lamberio over to Steen. Three-pointer, he likes that spot. A little short. Dawson, inside move, kicks it back out. Oh, that'll be a traveling. Moved a step before he put the dribble down. Albert picked up by Einweg. Oh, I think they're going to call a foul before the shot. Lamberio got a step on the defender, but he pushed him before he could get all the way to the basket. He creates matchup problems. Very mobile, very long, for a very good shooter for his size. Oh, a little long. On a lot of teams, Steve would at 6'5" would be playing underneath the basket. Looking for the double team. And although they didn't get the steal, the double team created a travel, another turnover. But the Panthers can't seem to capitalize on these turnovers. Got to get points on your stops. Lamberio will take a breather here at the end of the first quarter. Dietrich back in. 30 seconds remaining. Steen pops out. Del Rey with the head fake, a drive, gets it to go. Einweg tried to draw the offensive, but to no avail. That's Garrett's first points. Pulls the Panthers down to 4, or within 4. Einweg kicks it out, long. Throw it up, oh! Del Rey had the long rebound. Tried to take a couple dribbles and throw up a half-court prayer, but couldn't quite get his hands on the ball. As the buzzer indicated, that's the end of the first quarter, 12-8 Highlander lead. I think the story of the first quarter so far has been a very quick, very aggressive Baldwin defense that was pressuring the Panthers out front. Some good scouting, some good game planning by the Highlander coaching staff. Pushed McCormick and Lamberio further away from the basket than where they like to normally set up. Very balanced scoring for the Highlanders. 5 different players scored, each with 1 basket, 1 3, and a one for one from the free throw line for 13. On the Panthers side, the Panthers had 4 different players, each with three with 1 basket each, and a couple of free throws by Jordan Albert. On the foul reset, we have the Highlanders with 6 fouls in the first quarter. So the next Highlander foul will be a 1-and-1 situation for the Panthers. Panthers only committed 3 fouls, and I think all of them were they were spread out among 3 players. We've got Steen, Alpert, Dietrich, Lamberio, and Del Rey. Alpert gets a step, drives, can't get it to go. Nice penetration by number 30, Jordan Hartman. Dished it off with a little bit too much mustard on it to number 45, Graham. Graham back in with 2 fouls. Although Dawson put in some serviceable minutes when he came in. 3-pointer, long. Lamberio tips it over. It looked like Baldwin had position, but the long arms of Lamberio came over and tipped the ball away to another Panther. Panthers work the ball inside to Del Rey, trying to draw that 3rd foul on Graham. Didn't get the foul, didn't get the bucket. Hartman out top. Einwig sets up an annoyance screen on Lamberio. Another long 3 from Ziwi. Alpert drives, goes up lefty again. The Panthers penetrate all the way to the basket. Can't get the lay in to go. 15-8, 7-point. Another long one from Ziwi. Short this time. Ball went off of Constantino. Ziwi is not afraid to shoot. This much we can be assured of. .34 Dawson coming back in for Graham, I believe, yes. Again, they're going to be careful with Graham. He has 2 fouls. Got Wallace, Constantino, Ziwi, Dawson, and number 30, Jordan Hartman. Nice pass into Dietrich, but defense came from behind. Jordan Hartman slapped the ball away. Out of bounds off the Highlanders. But again, good help defense from the men in purple. 15-8, 7-point Highlander lead. 6:28 remaining, 2nd quarter. Nice interior pass, nice inbounds pass from Steen to Dietrich. Panthers trying to get a steal on the double team. They've got it up top, and it's going to be a jump. That was a quick 5 seconds. Again, while the Highlanders are quicker, the size of the Panthers on that double team will make it very, very difficult if they get it in the right spot. But it was a jump ball, and the ball belongs to the Highlanders. Possession arrow back over to the Panthers. Oh, a little sloppy on the defense. You've got to get there first. Play defense with your feet, not with your hands. That's Steen's first, 4th team foul. Wallace will inbound it to Einwig. Panthers remain in their 2-3 zone, but if you watch the men underneath on the wings, they will come out and try to double team. As the ball comes over, you'll see McCormick jump up. Very, very active zone for the Panthers. Oh! Christian Beck in the game. He checked in there when I didn't notice a few seconds ago. Thought he had a clean rejection. Now what Baldwin is doing as the Panthers come out and try to double team on the wings, that opens up the lanes underneath. Wallace's first trip to the free throw line. First one is good. Ziwi and Graham back in for the Highlanders. Second one is also good. Puts the lead back to 7, some full court pressure. Beck helps out Steen. A little short 10-foot jumper, gets his own rebound. Can't get it to go. Again, ball bouncing around. Highlanders control. Beck followed the shot, got his own rebound, but couldn't get the second one to go either. Oh, he traveled. Again, that's the second time now that one of the Highlander guards has been called for taking a step before they put the ball on the ground. They're going to have to be careful. The precedent has been set by the men in striped shirts that they will call that. Sometimes they'll let them get away with it, but not tonight. Drive, one-hander, front rim, rebound Del Rey. Del Rey tries to go up strong, little reverse lay-in. Hard work by Del Rey. They tried the little backdoor cut, didn't work that time. Panthers jumped the route. Very nice. Limberio, a little contact on his shot, but Christian Beck, Johnny on the spot. And all of a sudden, the Highlander lead is down to 3. Again, the last 2 baskets kind of indicative of the Panther size advantage. Del Rey and Beck getting inside, and really no answer from the Baldwin defenders for either one of them. Three-pointer by Tom Murphy, not the Senator, doesn't go. Little spin move inside by Limberio, and it's good. I smell a timeout coming from Baldwin. Got a 6-point run here for the Panthers. Little contact away from the ball. Alpert back in. And it looks like Coach Holzer is trying to get Dietrich back in as well. Some good minutes from Christian Beck tonight. Did his job underneath, picked up a couple of quick fouls, but made his presence felt with rebounding and hustle. (17-16), 1-point Highlander lead. 3:30 remaining, second quarter. Highlanders are happy to take the threes. They do a little dribble drive on the penetration. Again, that's the same call. It's the third one. They have to learn that it's going to get called tonight. They have to be crisp with that move. Just try to make that move just a little too quick. Well, that would have been a little long. Nice dish. Limberio drew both two defenders to him and dumped it off to McCormick for a little 10-foot jumper. Gives the Panthers their first lead since 3-2, or since 4-3. Highlanders stuck on 17 for about 3 minutes now. Graham had a nice drop step and made a nice move to the basket, but the lefty shot didn't draw iron. Ball goes out of bounds off of Baldwin. Several substitutions being made for Baldwin. As soon as it gets settled, I'll let you know who's in and who's not. Jordan Hartman 30 and Ziwi out front. Nate Dawson underneath. Einweg and number 2 Costatino. Little pull-up jumper, can't get it to go. That would have been a pretty shot. 2:33 remaining. Panthers cling to a 1-point lead. An entry bounce pass. Oh, there's another deflection. Are you counting how many deflections Limberio's had tonight? An ill-advised shot. They made the nice entry pass. You don't have to shoot the ball. If there's 2 men on you, again, an ill-advised pass there. Ooh, I guess that quick traveling call goes both ways. Well, Baldwin with these rapid-fire substitutions, again, trying to keep Graham out of foul trouble, I guess. They put in Dawson on defense, and if there's a stoppage of play, they bring in Graham, who is a very, very nice passer for a big man and has some better moves underneath. Again, there's that bounce pass. Graham puts down his shoulder, bowls two people over, but he drew the foul. The Panther coaching staff doesn't agree with that call, nor do I. Well, it's interesting. We came into this quarter with Baldwin having committed 6 personals and 6 team fouls, and the Panthers having committed 4. And it's the Panthers who get to the bonus situation first. First one was missed by Graham. Second one also was no good. (18-17), 1-point Panther lead. Del Rey, nice inside move.
Basket by number 41, Del Rey.
Panthers going right at Graham, and they couldn't make the offense-defense switch, and Graham, again, a little shorter than Del Rey, not quite as robust, and couldn't foul him. 3-point Panther lead, approaching 1 minute. A little lefty shot by Graham. That's his second basket. Pulls the Highlanders back to within 1. Tempo's picking up a little bit here. Del Rey tries to go back inside. I think he took one too many steps. Good call. Nice defense by young Mr. Graham, guarding the bigger Del Rey, even though he has 2 fouls in his pocket. Nate Dawson back in for Graham. I think Dawson will probably finish out the 56.8 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Murphy and Ziwi patient to just sit or stand 40 feet from the basket, wait for the Panther defenders to come out. Looks like both teams are content to allow Baldwin to run the clock down here. Clock approaches 20 seconds. Boy, this is fun basketball. A long 3. Rebound Del Rey. Throw it up. Nope. Oh, it wouldn't have counted. It almost went. Wow. Tempo picked up a little bit there towards the end of the second quarter. 20-19, 1-point lead for the Panthers. We'll have some halftime festivities here. We'll step out, get yourself a cold beverage. Come on back for a second half to see who wins this surprisingly close game between the Panthers and the Highlanders. And I think the story of that first half, as I was talking to another fan here, were both defenses good or were both offenses bad? Kind of surprised that St. Clair didn't get more open shots, and the Highlanders just turned the ball over too many times. So, starting lineup back in for St. Clair: Alpert, Lamberio, McCormick, Del Rey, and Steen, Graham, Einwig, Ziwi, Tom Murphy, and Constantino for the Highlanders. Ball stolen by St. Clair. Work it back inside to Del Rey. Del Rey with a little reverse layup. And Graham not wanting to pick up his third foul. Panther lead out to 3, 22-19. patient Highlander offense or a smothering St. Clair defense. Limberio, another deflection. Highlander goes baseline, throws up a prayer. It worked, but that's not what I would call a high percentage shot. It counts nonetheless, 22-21, 6:45, third quarter. Steen trying to set a pick for Albert. Nice two-man defense by the Highlanders. A little help out on defense, but he grabbed Del Rey's arm and didn't slap the ball. A moan, a collective moan from the Baldwin fans. That's the third on Murphy. Limberio forces the play, draws the foul. Two quick fouls. Wow, two quick fouls on Murphy. He's going to go to the bench with 4. Limberio will go to the line. Shooting 2. Panthers, 1-point lead. First one is long. Sartorial update on the coaching staff. The St. Clair with jackets and ties. The Highlanders with a more casual purple golf shirt. Little full court pressure. Trying to trap the ball. No dice. Baldwin breaks it. Oh, they moved his feet. They didn't call it that time. He took a step before he put the ball on the ground, but turned the ball over anyway. 23-21. 6 minutes remaining. I need to be less editorial. Wow, that is a quick 5 seconds. Zebras certainly having their impact on this game. Tight calls all around. Neither team can get into any sort of rhythm offensively. Baldwin patiently working for a good shot. Nice entry pass. Hit Graham along the baseline. That's 6 points for Graham. Knots the score at 23-23. Again, tight defense by Baldwin, picking the Panthers up away from the basket, not allowing them to get any room for an open jumper. McCormick worked hard for that one. I think he was trying to draw a foul. Didn't get the foul, but got the basket. That's 6 points for Brett. There's a no shot. Timeout, Baldwin. Now, while we have a minute, today is Monday the 22nd, just a couple of days before Christmas, so holiday wishes to everyone out there. Not sure when this game will be rebroadcast on Channel 7, but I will give you kind of an update here as to when the next home games are. The next Panther home game after tonight will be next Monday, December 28th, against South Park. That's the Model Cleaner Holiday Tournament, 7:30 start time. The next home game will be the next second night against Monessen in the second round of the Holiday Tournament, again at 7:30. So the next two home games, Monday, December 28th at 7:30, Tuesday, December 29th at 7:30. After that, we'll have a couple of days off for the New Year holiday, and we'll be going to Ringgold on the 5th, and then back home on Wednesday the 6th against Cannon McMillan. That'll be a tough rivalry game, a section game. Neither team cares for each other very much. Dietrich in for the Panthers. replacing Stain. They have Graham, Constantino, Einwig, Ziwi, Larry Wallace, and Larry Wallace for the Highlanders. Panthers nursing a 2-point lead, protecting a 2-point lead, I should say, not nursing it. Panther defense getting out on the 3-point shooter Wallace very quickly. Nice bounce pass, backdoor cut. He took an extra step. Dietrich got over there for the defense. That defense by Dietrich. Whoa, they're calling a foul? Oh my, that's nonsense. He traveled. I'm sorry. That's a bad call. The long inbounds pass from Ziwi to Einwig. Another quick whistle. Again, as I said in the first half, you need to play defense with your feet, not your hands. Both teams with 2 fouls here in the second half. Approaching midway point, third quarter, 25-23. The offensive sluggishness has continued here in the second half. Nice little bounce pass, that same backdoor cut again. Again, Baldwin's running that to perfection. They get the entry pass right below the free throw line. And David Graham, with a good nose for the basketball, finds an open spot along the baseline. Back in for Dietrich. Coach Holzer deciding to go big with Beck and Del Rey against the smaller Baldwin. Instead of matching quickness for quickness, he's going big against small. 26-25. That 3-point play by Graham gives Baldwin their first lead in a while. Alpert with the jumper. Gives him 4 for the game. First points in the second half. A long 3 by Ziwi. Rattles around and in. Ziwi makes about every 1 out of every 4. Oh, an out of control running one-hander layup by Alpert. Little contact between him and Larry Wallace. No, that was Constantino. Let him get away with some contact there. That ties the game. Lambiriu stepping out for a minute, getting some advice from the coaching staff. Panthers remain in that 2-3 zone. Nice little bounce pass. And the Highlanders decide to match their bigs. So they've got their 2 big men in. And Albert says, I'll have none of that. This is the first time both Dawson and Graham have been in together for the Highlanders. Again, trying to match up against the size of St. Clair with Del Rey and Beck at the same time. Interesting chess match going on between the 2 coaches. Baldwin, just a few miles to the east of St. Clair, but I mean, over the years, I don't really think there's the same rivalry between St. Clair and Baldwin as we have with Peters and Bethel and Lebo. A kickball goes out to the side off of St. Clair. Einwig into Ziwi. Worthy checked in there on that last stoppage of play. long three by Wallace. Rebound to Einweg. Graham had position, got hammered from behind. Hit the floor hard, but he's a tough young man. He bounced right back up. Alpert with some defense on a long inbounds pass to Dawson. Actually, that's Charlie Wallander, who hasn't been in until just now. The long cross-court pass goes off the hands of Ziwi. After a short break, McCormick and Limberio back in. This is a big lineup for St. Clair right now, with Beck and Del Rey underneath, McCormick, Limberio, and the diminutive, in this case, Jordan Albert. Look for St. Clair to work the ball inside, or let Steve take a jumper and crash the boards. No. I don't see that. I did not see that walk at all. But I guess it was just good defense on the Highlanders. Limberio a little frustrated at this point. They've done a nice job keeping him in check. Steen back in. Alpert, Steen, Del Rey, Worthy, Beck. Oh, nice rejection by Beck. And a good hustle play. Tipped the ball off of the Highlander player. Colts Holzer going back and forth with offensive, defensive substitutions. Beck getting some good minutes here in the third quarter. 1 minute remaining. Panthers with a 2-point lead, 31-29. Alpert with the drive. Albert's taking over the game here in the third quarter. He's got 6 points, the only Panther that's been able to do much here in the third quarter. Four-point Panther lead. Baldwin appears to be content to slow down the pace, not give the Panthers another third quarter possession. Nice double team. Oh, he had to walk. He can't bobble the ball in his hands and move his feet. That's a walk. But with 1.6 seconds, it'll be the Highlanders putting the ball in underneath their basket. Sealy with a prayer. Hits the side of the backboard. And that's the end of the third quarter. Panthers have extended the 1 point. Panthers have extended the 1 point halftime lead to a 4-point lead here at the end of three, 33-29. Quick game reset. The possession arrow is pointing to the Panthers. Panthers have 4 team fouls in the second half to 2 team fouls by the Highlanders. Interesting thing about those 2 team fouls, if you think back to the beginning of the third quarter, Tim Murphy picked 2 fouls up probably within 10 or 12 seconds of each other. And since those early 2 fouls in the third quarter, no one on Baldwin has committed another foul. It's kind of funny how that happens sometimes. Graham, who got his 2 fouls early, has been playing very carefully and hasn't picked up any. So now he enters the fourth quarter with only 2 fouls.
The winning number for the 50-50 drawing, 598-425. Winner can claim their money in the home way where you bought your ticket.
Panthers will start the third quarter with Del Rey, McCormick, Steen, Limberio, and Alpert, the usual starting lineup. Highlanders will bring in Constantino, Nate Dawson, Einweg, Ziwi, and number 3, Larry Wallace. Eight third quarter points from Albert, being the difference maker right now. Couple of nice drives. He had some nice drives in the first half. Couldn't get the ball to go. Oh, nice drop step and righty move, strong move to the basket by Del Rey. 6-point Panther lead, largest of the evening for them. Baldwin was up 17-10, had a 7-point lead of their own early. Not again. Nice backdoor cut.
Basket by number 2, Matt Constantino.
Constantino, that gives him 6 for the game. Oh, beautiful defense. Sloppy pass.
Basket by number 2, Matt Constantino.
Constantino jumps the bounce pass and goes the distance for the easy lay-in. Cuts the Panther lead that I was just talking about up to 6. It's back down to 2. Del Rey works inside. Nice little move with the right hand. And all of a sudden, both teams have learned how to play offense. Couple of quick baskets on both sides here early in the fourth quarter. 37-33, 6:45 remaining in the game. Nice entry, pounce, and bounce pass back from Dawson. They're running a clinic on that play. This is the Matt Constantino show. 6 points here in the first minute and a half of the fourth quarter. Now, here, guy scores 6 points in a minute and a half, and he gets a seat on the bench. Go figure. A little sloppy pass and a sloppier reception. Quick unforced turnover. And McCormick will get a seat next to Coach Gavin for that play. Murphy in for McCormick. 2-point Panther lead. No worries, Constantino's on the bench. A timeout. And a very incensed Baldwin head coach. I think you can hear him all the way to Einstein's. Wow, that was an exciting 2 minutes. We'll have David Graham, Ziwi, Einweg, number 4, Tom, not the Senator, Murphy, and number 3, Larry Wallace putting the ball in. The once hot Constantino staying on the bench. Alpert, Limberio, Worthy, Steen, and Del Rey. Wallace looks at the basket as though he's going to shoot, but that was a little too far for anyone not named Ziwi. 2-point Panther lead. They'll lull you to sleep, Baldwin offense. And again, they're running that play over and over. It's just variations on a theme. Graham has a great nose for getting open underneath. He's fun to watch. I like him. He ties the game up. That's 11 points for Graham. And when he's not scoring, he's dishing the ball off to someone else. Another 3-point play. And just like that, Baldwin cuts that 6-point lead into a 6-point deficit to a 1-point lead. 9-2 run. Alpert drives. Got the first step, fouled from behind. probably a good foul as he was going in almost not quite uncontested, but he had a clear path to the lane, clear path to the basket. That's only the third team foul. First one is good. Albert 3 for 3 from the line tonight. Beck in for Lamberio. And he drains the second. $12 points for Albert to lead St. Clair in scoring tonight. Gives them the 1-point lead. 5:25 remaining in the game. Again, interesting watching the Baldwin offense. They're content to work it around the perimeter, but when they see the gap, they attack it very, very quickly. With a bounce pass to Graham. Or a nice move by Tom Murphy. He made the cut across the lane. Panthers have to cut. You have to cut off that path to the lane. You can't let him cut across the lane. You must get between your man and the ball. Into Del Rey. Del Rey works his way in hard. Graham forced him to go a little deeper than he would like. He was in too far. He wasn't going to make that basket. Graham could have just stepped back and let Garrett shoot, but he fouled him.
Fouls on number 45, Graham is third, team fourth. At the line, number 41, Garrett Del Rey.
This is Del Rey's first trip to the charity stripe. He has 6 baskets. Let's see how we can add to his total of 12. Rattles around and in. Tie ball game. Timeout with 4:42 remaining. I'm out of things to talk about. Well, this will be a 30-second timeout. I think Coach Holzer called this one, trying to get his defense set, possibly make a substitution here before we come back into play. St. Clair cheerleaders doing some formations while the Baldwin cheerleaders do some handstands and whatnot for us. I guess this is not a 30-second timeout, but the long variety. Possession arrow is pointing towards Baldwin. No individual player in foul trouble for the Panthers, while Murphy of the Highlanders has 4, and Graham has 3. Steen, Del Rey, Worthy, Beck, and Albert. Murphy, Ziwi, Wallace, Graham, and Einwig. And a second is good. Garrett drops both of them to give him a 1-point lead. A little token pressure in the backcourt. Murphy looks to go one-on-one on Worthy. A little bit of a collision, dumps the ball off to Einwig. That's Phil's first basket, 42-41, but it's a big one, gives him the lead. Albert had a step, but the ball was batted away at the last second. Panthers switch off to a man-to-man. I don't think you want Beck on Wallace. Just my... Panthers got to switch out of that matchup. Looks like a floor foul. I didn't see it.
Foul on number 3, Jordan Albert, his third, team 6.
Well, They called Albert for that indiscretion. Highlanders still with a 1-point lead. 42-41. Just under 4 minutes remaining in the contest. The long pass. Worthy had a notion. Couldn't quite get there quickly enough. Worthy goes flying across the lane. Stay on your feet, Mike. Oh. Wallace took his eyes off the ball. He was looking to make the pass before he controlled the ball, and it bounced harmlessly out of bounds. Alpert back in for Worthy. A little feedback on my microphone. There's some humming in my headset here. I'm not sure where it's coming from. Foul on the floor. It'll just be the 6th foul, or 5th foul against the Highlanders. You know, the PA man says Ziwi one time, then Zayway. I've at least been consistent and called him Ziwi the whole time. It's got to be a foul. You can't grab the man. Nice entry pass. Oh, Beck with the rebound. Yes.
By number 44, Christian Beck.
Beautiful entry pass. Threw it high where only Del Rey could grab it. Del Rey couldn't get it to drop. Oh. Oh, no. The Panthers had that backdoor play smelled out for once. They cut to the ball. We had a collision between Panthers. Lamberio's a little shaken up. The ball bounces around, and it goes right to David Graham. He with the nose for the basket. Puts the Highlanders back in front, 44-43. Long, Del Rey controls it. Pick out front by Steen. Little contact here. Got to be impressed with the grittiness of this outsized Baldwin unit. Panthers 2, 3, 4 inches bigger at just about every spot. Little foul on the floor. Del Rey had position. Graham gave him a shove from behind as he made his move. I won't call it a dumb foul, but it wasn't a good foul. Graham, who has hurt us, will be on the bench for at least a little bit. Panthers, there's a little bit of a... I don't see it. I don't think that's not a walk. That is not a walk. It's just a good spin move from McCormick. There was a lot of contact on defense. McCormick spins away from the defender. Both coaches doing offense-defense substitutions here. Graham back in. Worthy back in. Worthy pressuring Graham or Tom Murphy in the backcourt. Einwood looks to drive on Beck. A little shuffle that he got away with. I'm not sure how he got away with 2 walks on 1 play. You don't usually see Beck that far away from the basket playing defense on a guard. Again, another backdoor cut. Kick save and a beauty by Beck. 1:55 remaining. Highlanders with a 1-point lead. Again, earlier in the game, you saw Ziwi throwing up threes, misguided missiles from the parking lot. But in the second half, I don't think they've shot anything other than a layup. They've gotten uncontested layup after uncontested layup with good interior passing and backdoor cuts. It's got to be an offensive, yep. The senior Murphy thinking he could drive on the sophomore Worthing, but he gets called for a push-off, and that'll be his 5th foul. Maybe a little ticky-tacky, but the 5th foul nonetheless. Several Baldwin supporters voicing their displeasure with that call.
Foul on number 4, foul Murphy, his 5th, team 7.
One of the fans suggesting that the ref is in fact a vacuum. That was a possession foul, so they won't be shooting even though it was the 7th foul. Both teams will be going to the line with a 1-and-1 on the next foul. Into Del Rey, nice position, nice left-hander. Beautiful pass and play by Garrett. Again, they're going right at Graham. They know he has 4. He's a big part of their offense. He can't commit. He can't afford to foul out, especially with Murphy on the bench already. That gives the Panthers a 1-point lead with 1:32 remaining. Del Rey with 8 baskets and 2 free throws for 18. I'm not sure, but I would guess that could be a career high for Garrett. His opposite number, David Graham, also playing a good game with a lot of interior passing and baskets underneath. He has 14 for the Highlanders. Possession arrow pointing to the Highlanders. Both teams in the bonus. Panthers will come out with Worthy, Del Rey, Alpert, Beck, and Steen. Christian Beck getting a lot of minutes here in the second half. Highlanders go with Graham, Ziwi, Constantino, Einweg, and Wallace. Larry Wallace. Einweg brings the ball up. Ziwi jumps into traffic, kicks the ball back out. Fortunately avoided a turnover. Little double team far away from the basket. Get back under, Garrett. His toe was on the line. That's not a 3. His toe was on the line.
Basket by number 22, Bill Einweg.
Yes, his toenail, just the edge of his sneaker, kept him from getting a 3. 1-point lead, 50 seconds remaining. Top of the key. Oh, 2 Panthers fighting for the ball. Beck and Del Rey knocked it out of each other's hands, but there's going to be a foul on Einweg. He's making a face in disbelief. He had 2 guys there, not sure which one he hit. It's got to be 1-and-1. Somebody's going to the line. Looks like Christian's stepping up. First one is good. Big free throw by Christian. That ties it up. He gets this bonus. Look for Baldwin to call a timeout here, whether he makes it or whether he misses it. Tie game. Rebound to Einweg. 45 seconds remaining. And there's a timeout that I suggested would be called. What a game. For a poor offensive showing, this has turned into a more exciting game than you would have thought. The student section's on their feet. The parents look nervous. Fairly sparse crowd from Baldwin here as well. Some of the Baldwin cheerleaders sporting Santa, red and white Santa caps. Well, let's see what both coaches will have up their sleeve here. Coach Holzer has had Christian Beck in quite a bit here in the second half. I'd look for him to keep Beck in there to provide a little muscle. I think for Baldwin, you'll see some of the same. Try to get an entry pass into Graham and look for Graham to drop a bounce pass off to one of his other players cutting baseline. Again, when they attack that zone, they can get a man open right below the free throw line. Defense collapses. They drop off the bounce pass. Let's see what the Panthers go with. Looks like the Panthers are matching up man-to-man. Steen, Beck, Del Rey, Worthy, and Albert. I think you'll see Baldwin work for the last shot unless they can get a layup before then. The Panthers extending the defense a little bit, not allowing them to mindlessly drain clock. Einweg kicks it back out. Again, happy to just not turn the ball over. And another timeout for Baldwin. This is where I wish I had a color man to work with me as my play-by-play. Have somebody else work a sore throat in too. Again, one of the advantages the Highlanders have right now is that the possession arrow is pointing in their direction. So if the Panthers do tie them up and create a jump ball situation, the Highlanders will retain possession. This is a long time out. The Baldwin coach drawing up some new clever play, perhaps. Panthers come back with Beck, Del Rey, Worthy, Albert, and Steen. Costantino, Wallace, Ziwi, Graham, and Einweg. They put the ball into the backcourt. 46-46, 10 seconds remaining. Jump out, long rebound. Beck kicks it away. Tap from behind. Oh. Wow, there was a lot of nice plays made there in the second, at 10 seconds. First overtime. In Whitfield, we play a 4-minute overtime. And both teams get another 7 timeouts. So it will stretch the game out longer than humanly possible, humanly possible. Wow. I think the Panthers may have gotten away with a little contact there on that last possession. Steen poked the ball away from behind. Sometimes you'll see them make that call, but again, just like in the NBA or in college, those last couple of seconds, they're not gonna call a cheap foul. But I think it was good defense, a couple of deflections. Baldwin never really got a good shot off. They had the one long three from Ziwi, but it never had a chance. Limberio has not been back in since he hit the ground hard on a defensive play earlier in the fourth quarter. I'm wondering if Steve may have gotten shaken up a little bit. I hope I'm wrong. Limberio is back in along with Albert, Steen, Del Rey, and McCormick, the starting lineups. Interesting, I don't know that I ever noticed this before, but as we begin the overtime, the possession arrow is off. So the possession arrow that was in place at the end of the fourth quarter does not carry into overtime. Del Rey and Graham jumping. Del Rey controls it, but the ball goes off of. Del Rey controlled it, but the the ever-quick Wallace jumped in front of Steen or Albert. I couldn't see who it was, but the ball went out of bounds off of Wallace. Little lefty dribble, pulls it up. Again, I think the Panthers are going to try to look to get inside get it inside to Del Rey. If they can get Graham out, and that's going to be all for Graham. Again, Graham's played a great game for the Highlanders. On one hand, you hate to see a competitor like him leave the game, but there's a reason he's a starter, and there's a reason he's contributing as much as he has. They're a better team when he's on the court. He should have gotten a little bit nicer round of applause. He leaves the game with 16 and ton of rebounds and several assists. Del Rey will go to the line. Del Rey with 18 so far in the contest, leading all scorers. A little too strong. And the bank is open. Not sure he was playing it, but it counts nonetheless. Gives the Panthers a 1-point lead here, 30 seconds to overtime. Ziwi, Wallace, Einwig, Costatino, and now Nate Dawson, number 34. Three-pointer. Rebound on the far side of the basket. Dawson does a nice job. Again, that rebound comes away long. Three men on, somebody's got to be open, Garrett, if there's three guys on you. Nice pick from McCormick. Bodies everywhere, long pass. No, that wasn't intentional. He went for the ball. Some of the Baldwin followers crossing their hands in the X symbol, which is indicative of and it looks like Del Rey is still down. There was some contact here at the other end of the court. Del Rey is still down. He's a little shaken up. We were watching the action, and he's slow to get up, and he almost doesn't, he seems a little shaken up, like he's not quite sure where he is. He may have taken an elbow to the head. Number 10, Dietrich in for Del Rey. The rest of this game will be a test of the depth of both teams. The leading scorers tonight, Graham and Del Rey, on the bench for both teams. Constantino misses his first. Looking to extend the Baldwin lead to 2. Second is good. That gives Matt 11 points. And the Highlanders a 2-point lead. Ball inside to Dietrich. Dietrich a little off balance shot. McCormick can't get the rebound. Panthers work the ball inside to Dietrich. Couldn't get off a good shot. 2-point lead. A 3 would be a dagger right now. Approaching 2-minute mark. Ziwi drives. It's got to be 5 seconds. That had to be 4.5, if not 5. No, 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 no. Bounce pass into Dawson. They're going to call Alper with the foul on the hand. He came around from behind. I think it was a clean steal. but I wear red and black colored glasses.
Foul number 3, Jordan Albert, his first season number.
Dawson is 1 for 1 from the free throw line. He made a shot earlier in the game. This will be the last 1-and-1. Panthers having committed a 9th. The next foul will be 10. It's out. Rebound Del Rey. Del Rey's back in. Shook off whatever ailed him. We need a basket. 2-point Baldwin lead. Inside to Del Rey. Oh, he was tackled. I mean, as another Panther voice here in my ear pointed out, he was hugging him.
Foul on number 34, Nate Dawson, his first.
You know, when you hug him like that and grab him, he's honestly very fortunate he did not get called for an intentional foul. Because if you go for the ball and try to make a defensive play, that's one thing. But when you grab the player that's going for the basket around his chest, oh. He follows up a bank shot with an air ball. Garrett needs to compose himself. Second one is short. Baldwin still with a 2-point lead. Steen picks up Ziwi. Ziwi dribbling in circles. Little crossover. Panthers need a stop or a steal. A long pass. There it is. There's the beautiful pass from Limberio to McCormick. It had to be a foul. No! That is a terrible, terrible call. There was a foul on McCormick as he went to the basket. Then they called Del Rey for going over the top. Absolutely, ref was absolutely watching only one half of the play. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm getting a little excited here, but I just don't see that at all. McCormick was mugged going to the basket.
At the line is number 3, Larry Wallace.
1:23 remaining. 2-point lead. He'll be shooting 2. Both teams will be shooting 2 the rest of the way. Rattles out. Second one gives them a 3-point lead.
Timeout, Baldwin.
There's one of those extra timeouts with 1:23 remaining. The Panthers know they have a size advantage and have continually been trying to work the ball inside to Del Rey. And while that's the right thing to do, when you do it time after time after time, the defense can respond to it. And now, after the last, Garrett has missed 3 free throws, 3 out of his last 4 free throws. Baldwin will not hesitate to foul him as soon as he touches the ball. This might be a time where a quick flash into Garrett and then a pass back out to McCormick or Limberio on the wing to set up a 3 might be a nice play to run. Panthers get the ball in. Wallace harassing Albert in the backcourt. There's the pass into McCormick. He kicks it out to Albert. Albert gets a step, initiates contact, and draws the foul. He would have liked to have gone all the way to the bucket to get the lay-in and then one. But as he saw the defense collapsing on him, they were not going to let him get to the basket. I think they had orders to stop him at all costs. And that cost was a free throw, 2 free throws. When you're ahead, you don't want to allow the opponent to score with the clock stopped, which is exactly what we have here. Worthy in for Limberio. Mike tucks his shirt in and pulls his pants up as he takes his spot on the lane. Alpert is a perfect 7 for 7 tonight. Or 6 for 6. Oh, maybe a little bit of contact that. Bodies flying everywhere. Wallace twisted an ankle somehow. Oh, that was a backcourt. Yeah, that harassing defense. There's a case where Wallace could not help out because he had twisted his ankle and he was still walking off the pain. And so basically, it allowed the Panthers to basically be playing 5-on-4 for a few seconds. Panthers saw the opportunity, double teamed, didn't turn the ball over directly, but the Baldwin players stepped back over the backcourt line and Panther ball. Woo! They're making me work tonight. I don't get paid overtime. Neither does my cameraman, Anthony Cugini. No overtime for either of us. Well, both teams will be shooting 2 free throws on any kind of foul. The possession arrow belongs to the Highlanders. 2 starters for Baldwin, Graham and Murphy, have both fouled out. But the scrappy Baldwin Highlanders are hanging in here with the bigger, more successful, better St. Clair Panthers. I'm absolutely surprised at the way they're hanging in here. On paper and on watching the teams warm up, you wouldn't think that Baldwin would have a chance with 2 starters not playing. But they're taking no quarter and giving no quarter. 1 point Baldwin lead, 45 seconds remaining. Limbiriu, McCormick. Albert was blocked, and they're calling a jump ball, not a foul. And the jump ball, the arrow belongs to the Highlanders. Looked to me as though Albert had let go of the ball, and it should not have been a jump. But, again, I'm 50 feet away, not 10 feet away. And Baldwin uses another timeout. Again, the Baldwin defense has done a better job here in the second half, or the fourth quarter in the overtime. Albert drove through them, around them, and over them in the third quarter when he had 8 points. But they figured out a way to, they've been getting some help out on defense. Credit the Highlanders for getting a lot done with a little. Worthy checked back in for the Panthers. Look for St. Clair to go into some full court pressure. Look for another turnover. On the last possession, Wallace twisted his ankle. We'll see if he's shaking that off, if he's back in or not. I didn't notice on offense or on defense. Yeah, Wallace is back in, but that ankle's got to be, he's got a little limp in his step. Every third step he kind of falls over. If he has to make a play or a cut, he's going to trip. Just keep your eye on number 3. Mike Worthy's covering him. They've got him pinned in the corner. He walked. He didn't walk, but the ball was out of bounds off of the Highlanders. A nice trap defense. They allowed them to get the ball into the man they wanted to, put 2 longer, taller defenders on him. He couldn't go anywhere, and they used the sideline as the third man. Classic trap defense for the Panthers. This game has more twists and turns than a Law and Order episode. My harshest critic makes faces at every metaphor or simile I use. .6 seconds remaining. I'm hoping this tape doesn't run out. We use a 1 hour tape for both halves just in case of an overtime situation like this. So we should be okay. We went back to the original tape. I'm praying that we give the right directions to Mr. Ward and he splices this correctly because we now have the last 30 seconds tied into the end of the first half. McCormick drives. He gets pushed from behind and one. Brett's been a little quiet here in the second half.
Basket by number 23, Brett McCormick. Fouls on number 2, Juan Constantino, his third. At the line, McCormick.
Panthers 1 point lead, 34 seconds remaining. They almost scored a little too quickly, and it's good. 2 point Panther lead, applying some backcourt pressure. Just if they can get a quick turnover, they'll take it. They're not going to expose themselves on defense. Einweg picked up by Albert. Albert now picking up Ziwi. They'd love to see Ziwi throw up a three-pointer. Einweg gets pushed from behind. 13 seconds. It's tie game. 10 seconds remaining. Albert drives, puts up the reverse. Del Rey can't get it to go. 3.8 remaining. Oh my, tie game. It looked like Albert had a path to the basket. Then Del Rey picked up the offensive rebound. Thought he could get it right back up. It got slapped out of his hand. Tough defense by the Highlanders. I don't know if we can handle a second overtime, Tony. You know what? 7 seconds remaining, tie game. St. Clair will be putting the ball in underneath their own basket. We are going into tape-saving mode, and we're going to be stopping it at stoppages of play because it's a real good possibility that we're going to be going into a second overtime here, okay? So if the broadcast seems a little choppy from here on out, it's for that reason. McCormick gets the ball and a lot of contact. Oh, and again, there was another example of what I described at the end of the first period where there was a lot of contact. They're not going to call a cheap ticky-tacky foul and decide the game on marginal contact. And there was a lot of pushing. The defender was using his hands, pushing McCormick in the waist, and then hitting as he went up with a shot. We're going to stop the tape here for a few seconds. We're ready to go, and here's the second overtime. We're going to pray that we have enough tape. We only brought 2 tapes tonight. The one night we don't have a third or fourth tape. It'd be a shame if you don't get to see the end of this game. A well played contest by both teams. It was tipped. We can get it back. Albert penetrated along the baseline, tried to kick it back, but it was deflected by a Highlander. Jumper from Albert, yes.
Basket by number 3, Jordan Albert.
That's 16 points for Jordan tonight. Nice effort. Gives the Panthers a 2-point lead. Again, Baldwin is hanging in there with 2 starters on the bench. The very effective Graham, who got his fouls in bunches. Turnover. McCormick looks to go all the way, but Wallace cuts him off. Another jumper from the same spot. This one rattles out. Jordan was feeling the jumper. That was exactly the same shot and same pull-up that he had the last possession. This one rattled out. Again, looks like legs are starting to get a little tired. Little rubbery, little shuffle of the feet before he put up that 3. Nice rebound by Del Rey. The cuts aren't as sharp, the cuts aren't as quick here in the second overtime. 2:20 remaining, Panthers with a 2-point lead. Little pick, Albert gets half a step, goes up lefty, can't get it to go. Oh my, that's why I always went up with my right hand and not my left hand. A three-pointer by Ziwi. Very nice play by number 2, Costatino. Costatino, a gritty player for Baldwin. Went up amongst the trees, pulled that rebound down away from the taller Del Rey. That's got to be a foul. You can't grab his arm and call it defense. Sorry if I'm getting a little too editorial here. 1:48 remaining, tie game. No, they're not letting Worthy get back in. Albert kicks it out to Steen. No, there was a little jumble there over by the water cooler. Steen tried to save the ball and throw it in off of Ziwi's knee brace. Couldn't get it to go. Panthers look a little fresher. That's a walk. That's a walk. Gavin was 10 feet up in the air, screaming at the official as he runs down court. Einweg, oh, and now they're going to call a little hand check? You got to be kidding me. Don't call the walk. Don't call the hammer from behind, but call a little hand check.
Foul on number 3, Jordan Albert, his fourth. At the line is number 22, Phil Einweg.
Gonna have to give my neighbor a call and find out if these officials are on the Baldwin Athletic Department payroll. Del Rey coming back in. That could be 5 for Albert. Is that 5 for Albert? Yes. Hurry up, guys. We don't have much tape left. First one is good. That's only 5 points for Einweg, but all of his baskets have come at critical times where they either tied the game up or gave Baldwin the lead. Second one is good. Pressure, free throws by Einweg. Steen not used to playing point guard. Worthy gets a step, drives. Ball's rejected, gets his own rebound, puts it up again, can't get it to go. Rebound McCormick, he was hammered. Maybe not hammered, but they got him on the arm. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws with 59.4 seconds remaining. 2-point Baldwin lead. First is good. Gives McCormick 10 points for the evening. Another Panther in double figures to go with Jordan Albert and Garrett Del Rey. Second is good. Big free throws from Brett. Ties the game up with just under 1 minute remaining. Panthers full court pressure. Steen picks up Ziwi. Einweg tries to do a backdoor cut on Worthy. Look for them to get the ball into Einweg. Again, Panthers looking for any opportunity to double team. Del Rey makes a great valiant effort, jumping the route. Einweg drives. Oh no! That is an absolutely pitiful call. I'm sorry. I might get fired tonight for some of my comments, but he jumped in front of McCormick. That was an absolutely pitiful call. Del Rey made a great defensive play, maybe got away with a little contact underneath, and then with 21.7 seconds remaining as McCormick was dribbling down court, the ever-present Larry Wallace jumped in front of him. He sold it to the official. Gutsy play by Wallace, because if he doesn't get the offensive, he's sending McCormick to the line with a chance to take the lead. As it turns out, Highlanders now have the ball back with 56 tie, 21.7 remaining. Here we go. Again, choppy broadcast because we're trying to conserve tape. Einweg ball into Wallace, who manned up on that last play and took that offensive foul. Worthy picking up Einweg in the backcourt. Steen thinks about coming over to double team. Einweg jumper, yes. 6 seconds. Lamberio with the desperation throw. Oh my, what a victory for the Baldwin Highlanders. Wow, in double overtime, Highlanders on the jumper by Einweg, who I was just saying a few minutes ago, he hasn't scored a lot tonight, but he's made big baskets every time. He gets a rebound. He gets a jumper with 7 seconds remaining. Panthers can't get the ball and get off a decent shot. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 56-58. Baldwin wins by 2 here at St. Clair. Have a nice holiday. We'll see you in about a week. This is Hank Chesko and Anthony Cagini. Take care.